Welcome back. Now, during the break, Silver Cross was just telling me that maybe the cats that were looking in unison saw a cockroach.
Or a rat.
Or a rat that seemed to be able to move. Probably a cockroach that could fly. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay, now, I should tell you that the cats spent a long time sitting there in a line, watching something move, and the couple, Loretta and Michael, and their staff were not able to see whatever it is that the cats were seeing, so it can't be a cockroach.
No, I guess maybe it needs further investigations, and furthermore, they were just saying that the cats were looking at something, but you don't really know what the cats were looking at. It could be behind them, it could be around them, it could be above them, so there's a lot of factors here.
Okay. Well, I respect your skepticism. We're going to go with a remark from the web. Mulder said, I read that orbs are a reflection of infrared bouncing off dust particles. Could it possibly be a very dusty environment that led to the photos of orbs? What do the SPI guys think? I don't think that it's... Sorry, excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't think it's a problem of. Where was I?
The orbs, dusty environment.
No, I don't think it's a problem with a dusty environment because from the pictures that you're about to see, it's a neat place. Okay, now she's going to be talking. We'll go to a clip. We'll go to the next clip where she talks about her photos.
Those few incidents, I just feel like maybe I should take some shots of the cafe. So one night I also I just took around that corner again, the pantry, the area.
You used your camera?
Yeah, a digital camera. I just happened to take it and I didn't view it until on the way back. And then when I view it, I was shocked. What is that bright orangey orb on top of the bar counter? So immediately I told him, this photo looks a bit weird and a bit freaky that I captured something. At that time, he doesn't know what is an orb. He didn't know what is an orb.
I'm not the believer for supernatural and orb stuff, and I just feel that that's all bullshit at all. The lens does. Yeah. A lot of people will just say that this camera lens does. Yeah.
So after a few days, I'm still not convinced. I began to take a few shots around the cafe again. But this time, the orbs that I captured was really freaky, especially around again the pantry area. And then I could find some orbs also around the area, but then. Around the pantry area, I began to see that some kind of silhouette is formed by these orbs. One of them is like a face of like a imp. And then there's another silhouette of a little girl or little boy, which I can't really tell.
Okay, now before you dismiss it in the usual SPI fashion, I would like to say that she was also skeptical about it at first, so she used the same camera to take pictures of, like, wherever she went, she would just use the same camera to take pictures. Never did she find orbs in any of her pictures outside of her shop. What do you have to say about that? Do you also still think that it could be infrared or dust particles, or what do you think it could be?
Okay, in her case, let's take it maybe she did capture orbs, but just to sidetrack a little bit, most of the orb photos that actually appears, whether it be on the internet or the actual photos itself, are very, very easily reproduced just with dust particles. In fact, if you want to really substantiate a picture that to clarify that it's really an orb, you got to see that you take a series of photos and you see that the orbs are moving in a particular fashion. For example, if you just stomp on the floor, you see dust, it just flies up.
Right.
But if the orbs that you capture goes up and down in some wavy that defies gravity and defies physics, then I would say it's orb.
Okay, let's look at. We have the pictures actually. Picture one. Picture one. All right. Now, if you see on the bottom left-hand corner, that's the first orb that she captured, and subsequently, the number of orbs in the pictures that she took grew over the days and weeks and months. Here you see a lot of orbs in the pantry area, and she said that very often the flashes would occur in this area. It's sort of a pantry area. There you see very, very big orbs on the right side. Now, what do you guys say to this? I mean, do you think that these pictures could have been manipulated?
Well, I think that if you look carefully, the surrounding, there are a lot of furniture, a lot of things lying around there. So high chance that it could be really dust. And looking at the shape of the orb, it's not of an irregular shape. It's of like a round shape with brown little rings around the orb. This is a typical characteristic of a dust orb. In addition, I noticed that there is a small little outer below. So burning incense, the incense ashes and smoke also contributes to all these orbs.
Now, I'm pretty sure I've taken pictures in dusty environments before, such as my own room. I don't think I've ever had a dust orb. You know, sometimes
Now, that's an interesting point. You said that dust orbs are normally round and regular in shape and all that. So, what kind of other orbs are there out there?
Well, actually, SPI did a number of investigation, and in some of the investigation, when we take a lot of photos, we noticed that some of the orbs are not of a regular round shape, but something like an oval shape. And if you zoom in enough, you can even see certain facial features with something like eyes and a mouth. We have a number of special photos that they are unexplained.
Okay, so what makes your special photos special from these photos?
Because according to many paranormal research, right, irregular shape, oval shape, may not really be dust orbs. High chances are they are not dust orbs. Whereby if it's a regular round shape with a brown ring around it, right, most likely it could be a dust orb.
So what's the science behind that? Why what is the significance between regular shapes and oval shapes? Is there some science behind it?
This has to do with the way we take the photo. If you notice carefully, right, all these incidents of orbs occurs whereby many of us around the world owns a digital camera. In the past, when we have using those film, there are little cases whereby there are orbs around. It is only when we started using digital camera we have a lot of orbs. So the cameras plays a part, and also the characteristics of dust particles, right, when light reflects upon the camera, right, plays a part also to create that kind of shape of an orb.
Okay, what are the chances that they could be telling the truth and that these orbs are really, really ghosts? What are the chances of that?
Well, we have not really done a thorough investigation, so we cannot simply jump into conclusion. As we have mentioned earlier, scientifically we can so-called debunk all these like dust orbs, etc. But we can also take into consideration a lot of other factors like feng shui, or even they may invite certain negative entities into their house also. Okay.
Well, the family, of course, didn't want to sit around and wait for bad things to happen, so they decided to take action. Let's watch the next clip.
So he went to see this gentleman in Luoyang.
Yes, we were recommended to this place. So we went to see this guy that prays Thai as well, into Thai Buddhism. He actually do this old. It's an old gentleman that
read palmistry.
Read palmistry, and as well as he also will help his customer to look into feng shui. So I said, no harm trying. I actually went to see him. Yeah, I just asked him that there's can you help me with what I'm facing now at my shop? So he gave me a piece of paper and he asked me to write out my shop address and the name of that unit, or the name of my shop. So I wrote everything. He folded and he clambered onto his both hands, and he started chanting. While chanting, he was like, doing some burping sound. And when he opened up, he actually drew the layout of my shop, exactly what my shop is. He actually drew out where my bar counter is, and even where the storeroom was. And at that time, he don't know that was my storeroom. He keep on pointing at that corner and asking me, what is that? What is that place? Why there's something there? There's a little kid with a stick. Yes, running around there. He's always inside there. So he taught me what to do. Buy some incense, bring some rice and a little toy drum thing. And he said, you just have some joystick and pray to it and ask him to take and leave. Take the drum. Yes, take it and leave the place, leave the premises. If he's still there and refuse to leave and create a mess in my shop, he will take further action to cast him down to hell.
Now, what happened afterwards? After he did these peace offerings, was that the situation stabilized for about a week. And after that, it began again. One thing that I noticed is that their shop house is located in Changi. Why is it? Is that a significant location for these happenings?
Well, not really. Changi, just like any other places in Singapore, Changi itself has good feng shui as well as bad feng shui. Never a place that has a totally all areas are bad feng shui. There's no such things. So I don't think that Changi is a reason whereby there are all these strange happenings around.
Okay, I understand. Yvonne, would you like to take a comment?
Yeah, still on the topic of orbs. Our viewers seem quite taken with the topic of orbs. Well, molders say vortexes are similar to orbs. They tend to be fast-flying insects captured on film.
That's a lot of insects.
Yeah. Okay. Winnie says, she saw another prayer altar on the higher level, so that might have contributed to the orbs. Or, okay, let's see. Or the lighting in the shop, according to Aquarius. So, lots of theories about why the orbs were taking place. Slightly higher up, Alkifish was semi orbs with brown coffee stains. Or they say that the paranormal dudes definitely seem to know their stuff. Well, what about black magic, bomos, and unborn fetus in a jar? Okay, and Pontianak.
Those I will tackle in future episodes.
Yes,
with the
but
help
for
of
now we can only handle
my
orbs.
SPS buddies.
That's right.
All right. So when the disturbances continued, they wanted to take more action. Let's watch what they did.
Friends, they say that if there's something dirty, maybe you should seek the Thai priest, because I think he's better off in to do some cleansing with your shop and maybe to get rid of the spirit. We decided to seek the high priest from Simpang Bedok in Palelai.
The Thai priest actually arrives at the place. He was quite disturbed over the top unit. Yes, and he said, he said it's not clean up there. He's quite disturbed.
Yeah, he requested for a key. He said, could he go up to maybe to take a look or see what's there?
How long has the top unit been vacant? Do you know?
I have no idea, but approximately should be about a year or a year and a half. And
How do you know it's a year?
based on the surroundings and the condition of the unit upstairs is pretty rundown. I could easily say that it's like a year not been occupied before we moved in. So, when we moved in, and all these things start to happen after 6 months, and I put everything together, it should be about a year and a half when the priest actually take a look at it. But unfortunately, we don't have the keys to go in and let him see or experience what is it upstairs.
So he blessed the cafe.
Yeah.
Then he chanted some prayers and told us and give us some assurance that
Should be
we should be
okay. Everything
okay.
should be okay. And for the next few days, everything looks fine. Thing runs quite smoothly. Business picks up.
Now, at this point of their saga, so to speak, their business had been slowly going down and down. Customers would walk and then look at the shop and decide they don't want to stay there for some reason. And it was strange because their business had been booming for the past 6 months. And the first 6 months that they stayed there, business was good. And then subsequently, when they started seeing all these orbs, it wasn't just them, although no customers reported that they saw orbs, but customers would just walk in, take one look, and decide that they don't want to be there. So their business was really suffering, and they were, as a couple, really exhausted with having to they were very drained, emotionally drained, and it was also financially draining because they kept having to top up, put in more money into the shop and to pay for the rent and so on and so forth. What do you guys have to say about them, going, the fact that these disturbances would stop for a time being and then begin again? Isn't that indication perhaps that what they were experiencing was something that was supernatural as opposed to something, scientific or
Caused by dust particles.
Caused by dust particles, because dust particles will not be afraid of Thai priests, right?
Well, based on these clips alone, right, these video clips alone, indeed there's a chance whereby there are really such entities around in the unit. Especially in the video, they mentioned about a vacant unit above them. So in terms of cultural belief, vacant units without any human activities are indeed quite easy to attract negative entities, spirits to stay there. But however, as for the business going from good to bad, right, I think there are a lot of reasons. Can be their performance, can be the way they do business. Because they are affected by all this, they are traumatized. Even if it's not really a real haunting cases, right? Because of all this, right, they affect them psychologically. They cannot run their business well enough, and that's why business go down.
All right. Well, we're going to go for a break, and when we come back, we'll tell you about how the ghost started to haunt their children as well, in a moment.